So we're here with Vince. Your name's Vince, right?
Yes.
Robert.
Robert?
Yeah,
Hi, Robert.
And what do you do here?
I manage, actually, a couple of things. I manage the model shop, which is the facility we're going into.
Okay.
And I also manage the color program, which is the color process here with the hardware group. If you look at all our current products, there's multiple colors with them. And so with our suppliers, we have to keep all the standards archived, keep the process in place, and make sure that all new colors are qualified.
Okay. Now, I heard we can't see the whole lab because there's some
can't
secret
see
product down here. You know?
Yeah, we're working on all of, pretty much all of FY07. So all of next year's products that are going to be introduced are still in the concept phase. So we are actually working on a lot of the concepts.
Now, you guys probably have a big splash at the Consumer Electronics Show in January, right? Is that where you make
the Consumer Electronics Show is what you'll see will be products that we've worked on already for probably 6 months.
Okay.
And so they're just starting to get into production.
Yeah.
And actually marketing will just start having their samples, which is what we would provide for them.
Okay.
And I can even show you some examples of fake products versus production products,
okay,
which can be quite intriguing if you're not looking at it close enough. Yeah. So.
Right. And you have some really cool equipment down here, I heard. Right?
Yes, we do. You can actually take a picture of this.
Okay.
You won't be able to see much, but we have this here. It's a stereolithography. It uses a cadmium laser that solidifies an epoxy resin base. And up here you can see samples of some of it. The first figurine was actually of Halo was built by us. So you can see what that does. That started with just a CAD file.
And this material is?
It's an epoxy-based resin.
So you put a CAD program in here and you hit print and it comes out here. It sort of builds
pretty
up
much we pre-process it. So we have specific application for this that will process the CAD data. And in its simplest form, what we do is that it takes a 3D model that's a solid model in CAD, and it slices it 4/1000ths of an inch slices, which is about the equivalent of thickness of your hair.
Yeah. So
it does that all the way up, and like this part will probably take 24 to 28 hours to build, and that's because of the height.
Okay. So over 24 or 28 hours, you'll come in here and you'll see something being built up?
Yeah, pretty much. This will be down. This will be below the platform drops down. As it builds a layer, then it would drop down 4/1000ths. You'll build another layer, drop down 4/1000ths.
Wow.
When it's complete, you'll just watch this go up, and then you'll see the part dripping wet. Yeah.
Interesting. And you have a 5-axis milling machine over here?
3-axis milling machine. And we have a programmer there, and what he does is he takes the engineering data and he programs his parts. You can actually, here you can see some of the examples of parts that have come out of there.
So this is cut out of a solid block of material?
Here's an example of a block. So it would start out like that, and then it would end up like that when it's all done.
Wow.
And you can see here, you can see all the different cutters that we have that's loaded up to run.
Wow. A lot of fun.
Oh, quite a bit of fun. And then we just got a new equipment, and it's a lot of fun. It's a laser cutter.
Okay.
And so we do two-dimensional parts mainly, but I mean, we do stuff like this. And so it's really nice. That's the fun part. And then here you can see how for proof of concepts, people would cut out parts just so that they can either mount a motor, mount mechanical or electrical components together, and this will be their housing.
Yes.
So it makes it a lot faster for them to visualize and to communicate their designs and their ideas.
Very cool. Yeah, Microsoft Research has one of these and one of these as
Yes,
well.
they do. Yeah.
Yeah. We got a tour of that lab as well. So.
Yep, and then of course, the rest of that, you have the standard machining equipment, which you'll find in a machine shop.
Yeah.
So we do a lot of that.
And you got good tunes too.
Here, what you can't see, the industrial designers actually, this is where their hangout is at.
Okay.
And this is where they start. So you up in the ID studio, you saw all the different models up there, just iterations of it. This is where it happens, and so it starts there. Our model makers will take it and actually do a lot of the refining. So from a coarse shape to a let's see, I don't have any here, to a final shape. We usually do it by hand, and so you'll see a lot of the crisp lines, or even the parting lines. We hand do the parting lines here.
Very cool. Now, what else did you had part of the lab we are not allowed in, right? You said, or
It was in there, so you're able to just look.
Okay.
And that's it.
all right.
Yeah. This we'll put away.
Oh. I don't think I saw it.
And here's the paint booth. And so for the amount of colors that we have, we do a lot of our what we would call color studies. So for a product, a mouse, for instance, there might be 10 to 15 different color schemes. And the way we do that is we would have a set for what we would call sophisticated users and enthused users. So there's different categories of users for the mouse, and we would do color studies. When we do that, we have the designers down here, and they'll start looking at different color palettes. They'll look at magazines, and they'll come up with a sheet of paper saying this is the color we'd like, and then we would try and match it here, and then paint a sample and give them the sample, and then they'll approve or not. So it's a lot of fun. We do a lot of support for the design group. Yeah.
Awesome.
And for user research. We do a lot of the interaction prototypes also.
Very cool.
Yes.
Well, thanks for showing us around the lab.
You're welcome.
Great stuff. And don't show us those mice. Keep them hidden here.
All right.
Cool. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We'll be posting this up on Channel 9 in a couple weeks.
Okay, good. All right.